Hey there, this is Sean, and in this video we're going to talk about paper trading, which is a very unique way to practice your business. Now, unlike any other business, in trading we can literally simulate and practice as if we were live in the markets with real money. Now, we're going to do it with monopoly money, and I'm going to show you two ways. One I would say is the better way, more accurate way, and it's the closest simulation to real trading that you can. The other way is down and dirty and simple, and it's more of the traditional way of paper trading. So, paper trading is fantastic because it allows you to get the confidence that you can do this, that you can actually make real money with it, and practice, make mistakes without any risk. Now, in a real business, I couldn't open up a shopping, mall, like a shoe shop, okay? I couldn't go up to a mall and say, hey, can I pretend to open my shop with pretend inventory, pretend staff, and I'll do pretend marketing to get pretend customers. Doesn't work like that. And even online businesses, I can't say create an affiliate store or some sort of e-commerce store and say, hey, Zuckerberg, can you give me some pretend traffic so I can pretend to get some sales? Doesn't work like that, right? But with trading, we have the data literally every day to see, hey, are we right, are we wrong, and how much money would we have made? So, going to show you two ways. So let's just assume that, hey, we got this trade, we got our trading view charts here, we got everything else set up, and we've got a signal. This was actually Friday the 3rd of March at the time of recording this, so I'm recording this on the weekend. Now, unfortunately, Tasty Trade doesn't give us the ability to do paper trading. In fact, very few platforms do. But there was one that we used to use, and you'll probably see us reference it in other courses, which was Think or Swim. Now, Think or Swim was great because it had what was called paper money. Now, paper money was basically a virtual trading platform, and it gave you an account for 60 days to practice. Now, that was owned by TD Ameritrade, and TD Ameritrade got bought out by a company called Charles Schwab, one of the biggest brokers out there. And you can use Charles Schwab. I personally am not very keen on them. But you can still get access to this platform. You just have to open a Charles Schwab account. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to fund it to be able to do this. It's just a few extra clicks and a pain in the ass, but you know what? It's one more account. You don't have to do anything with it. So, here's how we can do that. Then I'm going to show you the paper trading version, or the trade log, that we've created for you that you can use as well. So, first things first, come over to, and I'm going to have to spell this, schwab.com, and you can do this, go over to first time user, and it'll prompt you to go create an account, create a username and password, yada yada, ask you a few questions, standard stuff for a broker. Okay, cool, let's pretend that we've done that. Now, we can then go over to TD Ameritrade's old site, which was, and the link's below, papermoney.thinkorswim.com. Now, it's going to ask you, do you have an existing TD Ameritrade account? The answer is no. But we don't, and we can't. And if you do that, say, hey, well, you can't sign up. But if you say yes, it'll ignore that, and you can just download the platform. Yay! All right, so when you install the platform, it's going to prompt you to log in, okay? Now, here's the thing. You can either, if you use Charles Schwab as your main trading, you can do that, and you can go live trading, and it'll use your funds and trade normally. However, for what we're doing, we're going to go to this other option, paper money. Now, I'm going to log in on the other monitor here real quick. It's going to prompt me for my password and security code and my firstborn and my arm and my leg. Okay, hold on one second. Just get the code. Okay. So now that's done with, what will happen is it will open up the charting platform and everything else. Now, I've already set this up, but I want to show you real quick how to do this. So the first thing is delete all the gadgets. You can do that with delete gadget and everything else, because there's going to be news and all sorts of crap down here. And then except the watch list one. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come over here, create a watch list, give it any name you like, and then add the symbols, SPX, XSP, NDX. These are ones that I look at and trade with this system. QQQ, IWM. And those are just a couple you could do. Okay, all good. And then let me just delete that one. And oh, give it a name. There you go. RIS, whatever. Okay, hit save. Done. Good. Okay. Then you want to link your watch list to a couple of things. So you see this little up here which says number 2. Usually it'll say red or 1, whatever. You can do whatever you like. Whatever color is your favorite. We're not choosy or picky. So then come over to chart, link it to the same color and the same on the trade tab, and then link that as well. So basically anytime you change symbol, it will pull the data and update the chart accordingly. Now again, set it to 30 minutes. Go over here, 30 minutes. And there's a couple of things you can do to set the chart how you like it. My personal preference is I will overlap volume. And then for appearance, I will fill the candles and time axis, add 50 to the right. That's our standard thing. That's what we do when we're trend trading and everything else as well. Now, we're not really using the charting here because we're doing that on TradingView. What we're doing here is practicing the actual trading. So where we would go from, say, TradingView over to Tasty Trade. Oh, actually, I got trade already. There we go. We can actually practice over here. So let's pretend that this is March 3rd, okay? And if we look back over here, we have our signal at 10:30, and we're ready to go place a trade. The price was 51.12, so on the open of the next bar. So we're going to look at, say, let's just say that we're going a little in the money for us, because we're going to do on the put side, so let's say 110, 105, whatever it is. Okay, so we know we can come over here, pretend this is the same day. We're going to go, okay, 1 in the money on the bid side, and then we're going to go 1 out the money. So what we can do here with this is a little easier actually, is right click, sell, vertical. And what that does is it sets it up, and we can check our strikes. Actually, am I on it? Oh, I was going to say, I realized that price was a little off. Okay, so let's delete that. Realize I was on XSP there. So let's pretend sell vertical and 51.40, 51.35. So I can see that's a 1 in the money, 1 out the money. I can then adjust the lots. So I'm going to do a Johnny 1 lot just for sake of simple, making sure I'm getting credit. Okay, I'm getting $2.60 credit on this one. Yay, lovely jubbly. Now again, this is not where the actual price was on Friday. This is obviously at the close of the market, so we're just pretending here it's a little further away. But if this is how we execute, we can then say confirm and send, and we get our numbers, check our stuff, send. And what happens is you have a virtual $200,000, and it'll place that trade as if it was a live trade, but it isn't, obviously, because we're not got $200,000 in our account at this stage. This is paper money, this is pretend money, monopoly money. But what will happen is we'll treat it as if it was a real trade, track the numbers and everything else. If it closes, with 100% profit at the end of the day, or 70% profit or loss, it tracks all of that, and then you can see your progress and everything else you're doing over time. You can see your growth. You can do all that kind of wonderful, weird, and wacky things that we do while you practice, make mistakes, and get good. So again, you can do this as long as you like. So we always say paper trade for 30 days just to get started, to practice, to make any mistakes, and not risk any real money. Fantastic. Now, flip side of that, what if you don't want to do that? Okay? What's the down and dirty version? Well, you can come over and use our trade tracker that we give you as part of this program. So come over to File, the link for this is below, and make a copy to make your own copy, because you can't edit my version because everyone else has it. So I'm going to do Demo Trading Tracker. And then you copy that to your account. Close that. Now this allows you to not only track everything you're doing, but also, and this is you can use this as a trade log for your main trades and live trades as well, but it will tell you your performance and everything else as you go. So what we can do here is we can enter our trades in the trade log tab as we go. So if I say, for example, this was our trade, and I can say, okay, well, I got my signal. What numbers do I need? So I can come over to, say, Tasty Trade, and let me just delete this order. And we can do exactly like we just did on Think or Swim. We can say, okay, our price, say, 51.40, 51.35, and I can say, okay, well, with this, and here's one thing I forgot to mention. You can set up your starting portfolio as much as you like. Say $100,000. Yeah, great, groovy, right? Say I want to risk 5% per trade. That's $5,000 per trade. Okay, so now with that, I can come over here. I can adjust my quantity. You can see over here, max loss. That's what we're wanting to adjust to. Take that all the way up, as close as we can, to our risk. And if we're right, we're going to make $5,400. Not a bad bloody day, right? So I can now determine, okay, my strike one is 51.40, 51.35, and my max risk and my max profit, I've got all those numbers. So now I can come over here, enter that as, say this was, let's just pretend this was Friday, and say, oh, that's SPX, credit spread, strike one, 51.40, strike two, 51.35, max profit was 54.60, max loss, I think it was 50.60, let me just double check myself. Again, 50, see, that's why we check ourselves. Measure twice, cut once. Alright, so then that position is open. Now, also to enter a reason for your trade, standard trade on Friday, or let's just say RAS trade on Friday, post financial news. Okay, and then you could put in any other factors that may have been consideration, anything that's in your head. I'm not a woo-woo guy by any means, but it's good to track the things that you're thinking and what's going on, any hesitations you have, anything, track that stuff. It really does help in the long run. So, okay, now let's come over to the chart. Now it's the end of the day. Okay, we're going to fast forward, jump into DeLorean, hit 88 and go just a few hours ahead. Now we come to the end of the day, and let's just pretend our strikes are here. So I'll say 51.10. I'm just going to put a line here, and 51.05. So I'm just going to put two lines, not that one. Okay. Now, I'm just going to accurately move that. So 5110, 5110, okay. And I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, actually. I'm going to make that a little thicker. And I'll make it yellow for now. Just because I want to highlight this. I usually don't do this, but okay. I'm just for graphical purposes only. And then I'll take the other one. I'll move that down to 505. Okay. Now, here's the thing. That's our spread. Visualize. That's our two strikes. I'm also going to place a very thin line smack bang in the middle. And I'm going to make that very thin. I'm going to make that white for now. Now, there's a reason for that. We know that if we close above, even if it's a penny above our strike, we collect 100% of our profit. So great. We can come over here. And we realized 54.60. That's 100% profit. Boom. Great and groovy. And we can come over to our portfolio summary. Yes, we're up, and it's tracked everything, and we're already up a big chunk of freaking money. Good. Congratulations. Well bloody done. Now, if it comes below, and say it's halfway to that middle point, that's eating our profit. Okay? So if it comes to the middle, let's just say that we're zero. We make no money, but we didn't lose any money. Below that, we start losing money until we hit our max loss. Below this lower yellow line, then we're 100% loss because we were wrong. We believed it was going to go up. Market said otherwise. Okay, and it happens. It's okay. It's part of the process. So let's just say that we're about halfway down. So halfway to 0 point. Now, if that's the case, we can come back over here to our trade log, and at the end of the day, we can say, okay, so my mental math is good, 27.30. Okay, 50%. All right, I'm good. And there we go. We know that we only got 50% of our money. So we can be right in direction, it can go sideways, or it can go against us just a little bit. And we can still make money. That's okay. I like those. Now, if it goes against us and say that it's halfway past the 0 line, then we know that we've lost half of our max loss. So 25.20, okay, minus 25.20. So okay, negative 46.15. Because it's also taking into consideration a couple of other factors there. But, yes, done, boom, we know our portfolio's gone down, and here's the thing, come back over here, and we know that we're down a little bit, and it's tracked no wins yet, because it also will say average profit and your win-loss ratio, it calculates everything for you, your profit per month and everything else. But let's just pretend that we've had several days. I'm going to do a fake one here. Okay, let's just do. Okay. And let's just say that we got 100% profit. That'd be nice to have. Okay. Now, and they're all closed trades. Okay, now the only reason I'm doing that is to show over here, once you have data, it starts plotting your success. It starts showing you where your account growth is, what you're doing, and off you bloody go. And it shows you how many closed trades you got, open trades, total trades. Actually, I need to go check that formula because that should be updating for 7 trades, but it's bloody not. I even see the formula and what the problem is, so I'll fix that. But that is how 2 ways that you can paper trade, practice your trading, practice your business, make your mistakes without risking a dime, and then start small until you've got consistency, and then scale up from there. So lots of different ways to do this. Hell, you could even do it on a pen and paper at the same approach. But the main thing is see what your success is, prove it to yourself that you can do this, and rock the hell on. All right, that's it. Take care. Thank you for your time and attention.